Inside this cemetery in the middle of Springfield, Missouri, one small gravesite looks like the rest but is very different.
And he's able to return back to the earth and give those nutrients back to the earth.
This is the cemetery's first official green burial. The body and the space around it is left in a more natural state.
The casket does not go in a vault, it goes straight into the ground, and it needs to be made out of some type of biodegradable material. And right now the bodies aren't embalmed, but that could change because the chemical companies are coming up with the embalming fluid without formaldehyde in it.
It's virtually impossible to quantify how much formaldehyde and metal might seep into the groundwater, especially given how many caskets, vaults, and embalmed bodies are already in the ground. Most U.S. funeral directors claim it's minimal. But Cope's firm set aside a portion of this cemetery strictly for green burials as consumers begin to look for alternatives, and they are looking.
Because it's just a natural process to let the body just go back to where it came from. And
Bill Thomas's father is the first person buried in this eco-friendly cemetery. He was of the Baha'i faith, which discourages embalming unless required by law. But Bill says natural burial goes way beyond his spiritual faith.
And we put him in a plain pine box, which was his wish, and buried him out here. He wanted an apple tree planted on top of him, but we weren't able to do that. So we're going to get some blueberries and put them right next to the headstone instead.
And it appears more Americans are going beyond tradition, too. My husband is an embalmer, and when I accompanied him to the exhibit floor at the National Funeral Directors Association convention in Orlando, Florida, I couldn't help but notice how funeral industry suppliers are looking to give consumers more green choices.
We manufacture biodegradable caskets and coffins. We have about 6 different styles. They're made of primarily bamboo, banana leaves, pandanus, which is an alternative to seagrass, and willow.
Joanna Passarelli sells caskets handmade by artisans in fair trade factories across the world. Priced at less than $1,000, some people enjoy theirs above ground.
They think it's a great send-off for any loved one, and some people actually want to purchase them to keep ahead of time. You could throw a piece of plexiglass on one and make a coffee table.
If you're into minimalism, the Everybody coffin may be what you're looking for. It was originally designed for use in mass fatalities until people started to request them in some funeral homes.
It is an all-natural, low-cost wooden coffin. There are no dyes in it, there are no stains on it.
The Everybody coffin assembles without the use of tools and costs about $200. If cremation is more your style, you can go green here too.
We have some urns that are made out of cornstarch. We have urns that are made out of sustainably produced paper. We have urns made out of sand and gelatin. We have urns carved out of solid blocks of rock salt.
You can bury the cremains or display them, or in this case, you can wear them.
Well, we take the cremains and we filter them and collect the right size pieces for the product. And then we blend them with a polymer through a special process and then place them into jewelry or manufacture picture frames from them and other items such as cufflinks for the guys or key rings. Certainly in Europe it's becoming very popular.
And finally, a way to truly give back to Mother Nature, it's called the spirit tree, a biodegradable urn you plant with a sapling.
As the water comes through, the calcium nutrients from the bone fragments from the cremated remains react with the mulch and organic material, accelerating the growth of the tree. So it's the ultimate living memorial. It is from ashes comes life.
So just as the funeral industry moves forward in time, it also moves back. The green trend is less about saving money and more about getting back to basics with closure and dignity.
Embalming really got popular during the Civil War, and even after that, there was so much what we would call a green burial. The caskets were made of wood, unembalmed bodies, and placed straight in the ground without a burial container. So really, we've just come full circle as we're trying to clean up our planet a little bit.
So you can be green as a living person or as a non-living person?
This is true. It's the green way to go.
Literally to go.
To go. Giving back to the earth after you're gone.